you're free. So it might mean something different to different people. It's being able to do what you want to do. It's a really lovely thing to have in your life.
It feels so much freer. I was like, even at the start, it's on the right side. I was getting a bit of compression, so it's good that you did the right side.
Yeah.
But it feels a lot better just to hold my neck up like that.
G'day guys, did you hear? I got Jarek on the table. I'm going to show you one of the most common treatments we do here is the upper back. So we're going to go down along the spine, inside the shoulder blade and up into the neck. So I'm going to show you the stuff in the upper back, but I'm going to concentrate mainly on the neck today. Just to show you what that looks like underneath the skin is we're going to go inside this shoulder blade here, along that spine, the transverse process poking out where all the muscles join onto it, but then I'm going to work right up underneath the occiput there, the base of the skull, and the tendons coming off that. And like a lot of the tendons sort of attach in here and come up into the neck as well. That's why we like to treat the mid back as well. So yeah, so it's probably one of the most common treatments that we'll do here. So we just wanted to show you what that might look like if you're coming in. So it's going to connect in with the person. So that's one of the most important things. We're confident, we're certain, we're connecting in, we're sinking in, and it's kind of broad at the start. So broad, and then we get sharper and sharper and more detailed as we're getting along, and we're starting to work out exactly what the person needs in order to be able to heal. So that's essentially what we're doing. We're trying to create the flow that's not in their body currently. It's kind of jacked up, it's got trauma, it's got stress, it's got calcifications, scar tissue, and we're trying to melt that down, file that down, and allow the shit in there that's stuck to be able to escape, and then fresh.
Sorry for interrupting your video, guys, but I want to talk to you about the MMT Online Academy. So you might have been looking at Ninja and I doing our stuff for a long time now, thinking, how good would it be to work at MMT? But you might be overseas. This is your chance to get exclusive content updates from us every single day to make you a better practitioner, more new customers, better results, and skyrocket your income. So if you want to be on the inner sanctum, get into the academy. All you got to do is dedicate 5 minutes a day to making yourself better, and it's just $28 per month. How good's that? $7 a week. Let's go!
Blood and resources really for the healing to happen and for the movement to happen and the nervous system to be able to integrate with the newfound flow in the body as well. So this is what the thoracic spine work would look like. I'm really using we call it the pisiform, this little bone that's sort of like a little mountain in your hand there. That can be a really good tool to use to get into little nooks and crannies, but kind of a good warm-up stroke as well. So I'm trying to get in nice and close to where the pain is and clear it out. So if there was stuff stuck in there on that first pass, I would probably do that again and explore some scoops and different things like that. But the purpose of this video today, I just want to show you some strokes, and then we'll concentrate on that neck. So just up in here, I can feel just inside Jarek's shoulder blade here, there's some really stuck tendon there. So a lot of times this tendon here will reflect pain up into the neck, or it could go down the arm, things like that. How's that feeling for you, man?
Yeah, it feels very connected. I can feel the exact point of where you're at.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a really good one to clear. Most humans have got stress in this area of their body. You know, a lot of people are seated a lot of their life because their work, their driving, their couch stuff, and they're on their phone seated, they're seated at restaurants, wherever it is, there's lots of sitting going on. So these muscles in here get kind of stuck in these stretched out positions, and yeah, they just need to be hydrated again, kind of get dried out and all stuck in a lengthened out position if you're kind of doing the forward kind of posture all the time. And yeah, direct pressure on these sort of spots is a good way of melting these tissues so that they can compress again. If they're always stretched, you know, they kind of get stuck, stretched out, you know, they're taut and long. So yeah, so there's sometimes a school of thought that if something's long, leave it alone, but if it's kind of got a lot of tension in it, it might be just hard as well, solid and long, you know. So we kind of treat it and then It might be just, doing more pulling kind of exercises, so you kind of strengthen up these areas of the body rather than kind of just being forward all the time with your doing your computer work, your driving, things like that. Cooking, all these different things, we're always in front of our body. So yeah, so just a stroke through there. And now I'm going to get to the good stuff. So a lot of people will relate to having pain right at the base of the neck and kind of down these kind of spots here. So I'm just going to go into here first up. Fucking this thumbnail, I tried to cut my fingernails this morning, my clippers couldn't cut my thumbnail. I could cut every other one, but this one I've broken quite a few clippers, fingernail clippers. I've got to get the extra strength ones. I go out and get the shears that usually kind of prune branches with to cut my thumbnail. The nail is so thick. So yeah, a couple of clippers have come to, no longer exist because of this thumb. I busted them. Pretty proud of how strong this thumb is. So yeah, anyway, we're trying to get right underneath that occiput there, where the pain kind of really exists, starts off, and trying to work that tissue under there. It's just stuck. People that are watching this will really relate to where that stress and tension is in their neck. A lot of times it's under here, and it causes a lot of discomfort, headaches, can be migraines, it can be lack of movement, just general irritability, I think, is what's happening when your neck's not right. So, and we're here to tell you that there's a solution, and it's through thorough bodywork, slow, deep, considered, deliberate, all those kind of words, and just giving the tissue what it needs, like these different areas of the body, they need time under load, and that's kind of what gives it the opportunity to change. We want the tissue to kind of melt and mold, back to its healthy state, which in the fascia it's called sols, S-O-L-S. So that's when the tissue, the fascia is squishy. So it can stretch and it can squish in really basic terms. So that's when fascia is healthy, and when we're pushing into different parts of the body where they're load bearing type things, these tendons are load bearing, you can tell if they're healthy or not. A lot of times if it's really kind of painful, we know that there's actually dysfunction in that area, and we can bring that function back through body work and movement. So clean first, build second, live free. It's a new line. I'm trying to come up with the third line for our little slogan. Live large is what our media person or our marketing person suggested, but maybe live free. I reckon free is a good word. Bit of freedom. So it encompasses a lot of things, like when you're free. So it might mean something different to different people. So yeah, just being able to do what you want to do is it's a really lovely thing to have in your life. Wouldn't you agree, Jarek? I haven't been giving you much of fucking airplay, have I?
No, that's all right. No, free is a good word. I like that. Live free.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah.
No, I'm just tuning in. I'm tuning into this treatment. It feels so good. It feels therapeutic.
Yeah.
All the right areas.
So I'll give you a shot close up of this thumbnail, mate. See how thick it is. Mm-hmm. I just tried to cut it through there. Wouldn't have a bar of it. It's just too thick. Hey, I'll have to get some better. So I'm just going to I changed my angle. So I'm right in there. I just get down on the floor. I kind of like to move myself and lunge and go on the floor and different things like that. I work on my own mobility rather than move the table all the time. So, and I kind of been doing this for so long because I just get so engrossed in my treatments that, I don't care to move the table and waste time. That's how I've always kind of been. I'm tuning. I don't want to break any of my flow. So I'm on a roll, you know what I mean? You're tuned in. You don't want to break that connectivity. So I'm right in underneath here. And what I can do is a scoop type move. So I just move my own body, I stay connected in there, and then I can drag that tissue down. And then we can kind of connect in with the different structures inside Jarek's neck. So there's, they're called the wings off the spine, they're the transverse processes. So a lot of times they've got little tendons joined onto them, and they can kind of get gunked up. So we want to melt that gunk down and allow that movement to come back. And Jarek's a wrestler, so he's sort of saying he goes in head first a lot of times with his wrestling. So the neck gets a lot of stress and strain through it. That's sort of not like any other kind of sport. So neck work is vital for being on the top of your game, really, isn't it? You don't want to.
Big time.
Yeah. You want the head to be clear, you know, don't want to be impeded, any lack of flow, you know, into the brain or messages down to the body. He wants to be able to, you think it, you do it, or you're already there, type of thing. You're kind of reading the play. So yeah.
The neck, like it kind of houses the command center, you know,
Yeah,
houses the brain.
Yeah.
It can affect the whole body.
So you can kind of see if we get here and go under, and then I can scoop it down, clear exactly where we want to go. And it's like we do a lot of seated work with the necks as well, and that's good for dynamic treatment, so the person can get involved and kind of test and things like that along the way. But with lying on the table, you can really drop into it, and you can actually get a lot deeper as a practitioner as well, because you can kind of use your body weight. You're not just using your finger strength, you know, when you're doing stuff when they're seated. So you can really hone in and tune into what you're doing and kind of explore, you know, getting underneath. You might get underneath a spot just to really work into where it's stuck. And but you can really kind of get a lot of work through spots that you know, don't necessarily get moved and worked in their everyday life. So it's a lot of appreciation. And then you always just test. So I might do this little thing, just move your head round, man, just use your shoulders round, compare your left and your right.
Yeah, it feels so much freer. I was, like, even at the start, it's on the right side, I was getting a bit of compression, so it's good that you did the right side. Yeah. But it feels a lot better just to hold my neck up like that.
Yeah, and have you got a spot, just to, anything, even if it's just minor, tell me on this right-hand side if there's any spots. We'll just do a bit of a spot clean.
I reckon it's more like close to the spine.
All right.
There's a little bit of a nugget in there, around
that
area.
So Jarek just directed me straight to a spot. So I'm just going to replace his finger with mine, and I'm going to work right into that space.
Yeah, you're pretty much right on it.
Yeah, so I can dive in even further. I can feel myself getting closer and closer to the spot. And it's probably something you want to do on yourself, but you just can't get that angle.
The angle is just crucial.
And the amount of pressure, you know.
Absolutely, yeah.
So you work with a brother or a sister.
Yeah.
Shouldn't be too definitive like that. Like, work with somebody, another human, and you can kind of get the exact treatment that you kind of know that you need in order to kind of get better.
That's real good.
Yeah, that angle's good.
Yeah, really good.
Yeah. So we just hold it. Can't rush fascia from melting. You've got to go at its rate. Honour that. Into there. Yeah, I can just feel that starting to really shift now.
Yeah.
It's just that patience you need to work it through. All right, so there's upper back and neck treatment, focusing more on the neck. So this is what it could look like if you come in with stress, pain, dysfunction, upper back and your neck. That's how we fix it. So if you're interested, booking online. If you want to learn how to do this, we can help you with that as well. Then we've got online courses and mentorships and our community app, which is sizzling at the moment. It's awesome to be able to put these bite-sized nuggets out to the world, and what it's like to be on the inner sanctum, to work in our bricks and mortar business here. Aaron and myself are given all the gold in these little bite-sized, easy to digest pieces. So yeah, join that out. Join that too if you're interested. Anyway, thank you. Done.